Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. So schnell. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Gadadhar Srivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Kannst du das Licht anmachen, bitte? Das Licht. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Radha Madhava ki. Okay. I don't know if it's the right verse on the board. Do we have the verse on the board? 18:4. Thank you. Чуть-чуть, пожалуйста. Okay. So first question: who's speaking no German? You. You also. Kishori Kund, dann braucht Übersetzung. Ist okay, lass ihn sitzen, wo er möchte. Ist okay. Tut gar. Ach so, ja, genau. Wir müssen den Tafel kurz hier schieben. Also nur kurz weg und dann. Warte kurz. Jetzt. Okay, da steht schon was. Aha, für die Meldung. Okay. Okay, good. I think we should start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, we're reading from Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 18, the perfection of renunciation, verse number 4. So, I would prefer to speak in English. And Kishori Kund Mataji would need in that sense translation. Kannst du für sie übersetzen? Bleibst du hier oder lieber nicht? Okay, so das deutsche Buch ist hier. Wenn Thakur soweit ist, dann bringt er gleich mit zu euch. Okay. So first we chant the verse in Sanskrit, written in Latin letters. Verstehst du auch Englisch? Nicht wirklich, okay. Vielleicht soll man lieber auf Deutsch reden.
You can speak in German, it's okay.
You know, like there are two don't speak much English and we are two who don't speak much German, so we do it in German, no, in English, don't worry. Näher. So. Ist das laut genug? Wie heißt du? Wie ist dein Name? Jan. Jan. Dann darfst du dich da hinten neben der Dame sitzen und Thakur wird für euch übersetzen ins Deutsche. Falls du bleiben möchtest, ist keine Pflicht. Jetzt ist es so spät. Okay. So. Nishchayam Shrinome Tatra Tyage Bharata Sattama Tyago Purusha Vyagra Iri Vidha Samprakirtita Nishchayam Shrino Me Tatra Tyagi Bharata Sattama Tyaguhi Purusha Vyaghra Trividha Samprakirtita Samprakirtita. Okay. Somebody would like to try? We can start with the messages for a change today, message, because you practiced earlier. Nishchayam Shrinomi Tatra Tyagi Bharata Sattama Tyagi hi Purusho Vyagra Trividha Samprakritaha Krititaha Samprakritata Samprakritata Samprakirtita. Nog iemand? Nishchayam Shrino Me Tatra Tyage Bharata Sattama Tyago hi Purusha Vyaghara Trividha Samprakirtitaha. Nishchayam, certainly. Shrino, hear. Me, from me. Tatra, therein. Tyage, in the matter of renunciation. Bharata Sattama, O best of the Bharatas. Tyaga, renunciation. He, certainly. Purusha Vyaghra, O tiger among human beings. Trividha, of three kinds. Samprakirtita, is declared. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O best of the Bharatas, now hear my judgment about renunciation. O tiger among men, renunciation is declared in the scriptures to be of three kinds. Purport. Although there are differences of opinion about renunciation, here the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, gives his judgment, which should be taken as final. After all, the Vedas are different laws given by the Lord. Here the Lord is personally present, and his word should be taken as final. The Lord says that the process of renunciation should be considered in terms of the moods of material nature in which they are performed. Om Agyana Tirmandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasma Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutali Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishisha Shunyavadi Pashkatyadi Shatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitana Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasad Srimati Bhakti Vyanga Samiti Namo Bhakti Vyanga Samiti Radha Madhava Hare Devam Chitadam Pradashikam. One more time the verse. O best of the Bharatas, now hear my judgment about renunciation. O tiger among men, renunciation is declared in the scriptures to be of three kinds. I think what are the three kinds remains to be known in the next lecture. Nishchayam shrinome tatra tyagi bharata sattama tyagu hi purusha vyaghra trividha samprakirtitaha. Okay, Hare Krishna. Good evening, first of all. Thank you for being here. And thank you, Chinmoy Krishna Prasad Prabhu, for allowing me to sit here. So, chapter 18, entitled The Perfection of Renunciation. And the verse is talking again about So, don't you think this is like too loud? No? Oh, it's for the live stream, not for you. Okay. So, and this verse also is talking about Krishna's judgment about renunciation. So, and I want to talk a little bit about that because sometimes we may not have a clear understanding of what renunciation is. Sometimes we may think we are actually practicing some kind of healthy renunciation. And then after some time we realize it was not we realize it was not real healthy renunciation. It was not renunciation at all, even at some times. And I want to mention, like, in order for us to define what is actually renunciation, the best is if we observe people, souls, great souls, devotees, Vaishnavas, and so on, who have expressed this renunciation. So, okay, maybe like, evening lectures can be quite tiring to concentrate on, so we make it a little bit interactive. Like if we think of renunciation, who's the first person comes to your mind who's really like, wow, renunciation, he has this quality? Anyone? It can be, living person, non-living person, not a person, somebody from the scriptures, from the Bhagavatam. Okay, I want to focus on 3 stories. Actually, 2 main stories, and 1 story has subcategories. So most of you, and actually I think I talk about this often, know the story of the Avadhuta Brahmana from the 11th canto, where there is mentioned this Avadhuta Brahmana who's traveling all around the earth. He seemed so much renounced from this world, so much detached from this world. And when traveling, Maharaj Yadu saw him and asked for his advice. He was curious about him. He told him, who are you? What are you doing? How come you are in this state? And after he heard him talking, like, you are so knowledgeable, you are so spiritually advanced, he's effulgent, yet you don't look like it from outside. So what's your secret? And he told him, Avadhuta Brahmana told Maharaj Yadu that okay, a little bit slower. He told Maharaj Yadu the story about how he took shelter of the 24 gurus. And of course, each story or each guru, the whole chapter is very long. Its chapters are long part of the Bhagavad-Gita, and it's difficult to go all into details of all of it. I mean, the seminars are being given at this story. So we will take just 2 or 3 examples. So those gurus, who the Avadhuta Brahmana took shelter of, exemplified certain qualities that helped him to have spiritual understanding. And those who exemplified renunciation, the first one that came to my mind is Pingala, the prostitute, for those of you who don't know her. So Pingala was actually a prostitute. Yes, don't look so surprised. And how did the Avadhuta Brahmana actually learn from her this renunciation, that this lady was waiting like almost any other day, like what prostitutes would do, waiting for a customer. And she's standing at her doorstep, waiting for a customer to come by. And she's dressed herself as nice as she can be, as beautiful as she can be. And she was thinking, who will be the next person who will give me money? Because ultimately that's her main motive. Of course, she was also doing it for her own pleasure, but that was her profession, her business. So many men walked down the street and nobody stopped, and she was surprised, and she became quite impatient. She started walking down the street, coming back to her door, going in, coming out. Nothing is working, like nobody is coming to stop her, nobody is coming to her as a customer, and she's complaining like nobody is there so that I can give him my love, or so-called love. So at the end, it's a very short story actually, this story of Pingala, but the moral of the story that eventually she became quite impatient and disappointed. And as a result of this disappointment, she became detached from the whole idea. She lost hope, which is a point we will talk about. And she said, okay, I give up. I'm just an idiot. I've been seeking pleasure with different men. I've been seeking happiness from outside, from men who could give me happiness. And I forgot actually the Lord residing within my heart. I forgot, yes, she became very spiritual advanced. If you read 2-3 verses, after she got this realization, it's like a prayer, beautiful. I think we can read it. I don't have my phone. If somebody has his phone, can open the verse, 11th canto, 8th chapter, verse number 31. So, and she was saying, this is the verse, she was saying that how I forgot about my friend, about my well-wisher, who is the Lord presiding within my heart, who is the only person who can give me actual pleasure. Has to? 11, I think he got it. Let's see, I hope it's the right one. I'm just... Shantam Samipi. I am, okay, so hear this out. This prostitute said, after waiting for so long and becoming frustrated, I'm such a fool that I have given up the service of that person who, being eternally situated within my heart, is actually most dear to me. So yeah, it's 11.8.31, Mataji, in case you want to follow. Who is situated within my heart is actually most dear to me. That most dear one is the Lord of the universe, who is the bestower of real love and happiness, and the source of all prosperity. Although he is in my own heart, I have completely neglected him. Instead, I have ignorantly served insignificant men who can never satisfy my real desires and who have simply brought me unhappiness, fear, anxiety, and illusion. I think I'll just check the next one if something interesting in it or relevant. Yeah, it goes on. Thank you. So, so this became her mood. After this disappointment, she lost all hope. And another story of this python, who the Avadhuta Brahmana also, he observed a python just sitting. He's not moving, almost starving. For those of you who know, pythons are like kind of snakes, I hope. It's definitely similar species. So, for those of you who don't know, pythons tend to, I forgot what's the term, but it's swallow, but when they go into winter sleep, hibernate, yes. So they tend to hibernate for a long time. Hibernate, in Tiefschlaf. I hope nobody... Winterschlaf, genau. So, and they just keep waiting, completely detached. They keep waiting for their food or for their next prey. So the Avadhuta Brahmana learned from this that one should not endeavor actually extra for maintaining his body. He should just remain. We should endeavor in spiritual progress, but in material progress, that should be actually a result or an outcome of our karma. Actually, it's not even relevant so much to our spiritual practice. So our karma will come to us, whether it's good or bad. It will just come, and at certain point, an extra endeavor is quite irrelevant or unnecessary. So that's also one of the lessons that as Avadhuta Brahmana learned from one of the 24 gurus. And also the 25th guru, he said, is his own body, because by observing the body and the mind, the intelligence, by observing okay, now help me out with the English, temporality, like when something, the temporary, the noun of temporary, what is it? Temporarily. When observing the non-eternity, let's say, of the body or of matter, that it has beginning and a certain end, it also gives us some kind of detachment of it. Some kind of, by understanding this with our intelligence, we realize actually, I should not be so attached to this, to things which are impermanent, which are temporary. So, and of course, this is again the hope or the desire to enjoy, which each one of us has it very deep in or his heart. The certain discussion was happening yesterday about the reason for difficulties and challenges. Why are we getting so much difficulties and challenges? Sometimes we think now, I'm a devotee, I should not struggle anymore. And then we actually, it's kind of a misunderstanding that we think, now I became a devotee, now I'm doing the right thing. That means if I'm doing the right thing, I should not suffer, I should not struggle, and life should become easy. So imagine an easy life. Imagine an easy, happy life, an easygoing life where you don't have to struggle, where there are no challenges. In this case, in this extreme example, Pingala would have got a nice customer who paid her loads of money, and she would have continued with her enjoyment, but she would not have got this realization, this spiritual realization. So in the same case, we may not have exactly the same challenges as Pingala, I hope, and still we need at a certain point to reach the same realization which Pingala reached, or anyone who is put into difficulties should actually extract from this situation. And again, we go back to the point of renunciation and detachment, which are kind of synonyms. It's not the same. But Krishna, it's not like he doesn't want us to enjoy. It's not that Krishna, he doesn't want us to be happy, or he's a sadist who would prefer to see us struggling and suffering, and it's the only way that we remember him. He doesn't want us to not enjoy. He does want us to enjoy, but he wants us, of course, the first thing would come to your mind is to enjoy in relation to him, to enjoy none separately from Krishna. But the point is, he wants us to give up the desire for enjoyment in this material world. And this desire to enjoy in the material world, or this hope to be happy in this world, is quite a hindrance on the spiritual path. So, think about were it not for these challenges. If these challenges did not happen in our life, or if these difficulties didn't happen in our life, we would not reach this stage of disappointment, which Pingala, for example, he reached. That, okay, I give up, I don't have the I don't have any hope more to enjoy. And this is what, as devotees, practicing devotees, their aim is to go back to the spiritual world, is what we should cultivate. We should not cultivate being a depressed person or a sad person who I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit depressed in this world and be inactive. No. We want to be active. We want to be engaged. We want to endeavor. We want to face challenges. But the mentality, the consciousness is all what matters. The consciousness is, I will go on beyond this challenge because Krishna sent it to me. I will try to learn a lesson out of this challenge, but I will not think that by overcoming this challenge or by overcoming this difficulty, because it's our natural tendency. We want a comfortable situation. We want to be happy. The nature of the soul is happiness-seeking entities we are. And this is a natural tendency, but we should not think that we will actually be eternally happy in this world. And this is a thing that we cannot forget, but we do forget. And often as soon as we forget it, then Krishna will send us a reminder to, hey, remember, you cannot be happy in this world. If we are sincere. It is this detachment is actually a natural outcome of practicing devotional service, What is it? The knowledge and detachment are the natural outcomes of Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha. Vasudeva Bhagavati. Okay. Anyway, so the natural outcome of the practicing bhakti to the Lord is renunciation and knowledge. So in order for us to get this detachment and knowledge, it will not come just by sleeping and waking up in the morning and suddenly I'm detached. It will only come through experience, and Krishna will teach it to us somehow or the other. So just one last story about this detachment exemplified. It's a story which I think Harikesh Maharaj was saying when he was Prabhupada's secretary, and there were a lot of difficulties, as usually the case in ISKCON times back then, still is. And it was really like a lot of difficult situations, a lot of challenges and problems. And then eventually a letter comes to Prabhupada where there is another, catastrophe, which has happened. So devotee reads this letter to Prabhupada, and he's reading it and already afraid of Prabhupada's reaction, that he will be angry, or that's how to say this, like a cherry on the top. This is like the final bad news which will let the water spill out. So Prabhupada heard this letter and went to his quarters, to his room, closed the door, and then out of curiosity, Harikesh Maharaj, he looked in the door's eye, right? He looked in the door's eye, he wanted to see what's happening. Okay, I may be speculating if it was Harikesh Maharaj who did this, but he's telling the story back then. And he looked at Prabhupada, and through the door's eye, Prabhupada was lying on the ground, on his back, and cracking, like laughing like anything. So, and he was laughing, just laughing. And this was really confusing, to the devotees, like, what's happening? And the story ends here, but the moral of the story, that how Prabhupada actually, he was completely detached. He was doing his best, he was doing his service, he was doing everything for Krishna. But still at the same time, he did not actually exhibit any negativity or any negative anger, in that sense that, Krishna, I have done so much for you and now you're sending me so much difficulties. No, he was laughing at it because he saw Krishna talking to him or playing with him through these difficulties and through these challenges. And that's how it should be our meditation actually, whenever a difficulty is happening in our life. And whenever something unpleasant is happening, of course sometimes things happening, they may not be so difficult or so, how to say this, valuable, like not so significant. But still our minds makes a big fuss out of it, makes a big story out of it, and we make a big drama. We like dramas. We like some action. Maybe that's why Krishna sends us challenges, because otherwise life would be really boring. Imagine a life with no challenges, no action. I don't know about you, probably some do like this, but yeah. So whenever these things are happening, we should, whatever is happening, everything that is happening, we should see it as Krishna. He's talking to me now. And he wants to tell me something. He wants to show me something. He wants me to understand something. And I better get the message now. Otherwise, this challenge is going to repeat itself. And maybe in different, what was the word? In different intensities. So, yeah, those are some words I just wanted to say about the verse. We like to be practical sometimes, because Krishna consciousness is a science. And science doesn't mean only theory, but means also trial. So we want to do a trial. We want to try something, okay? 2, 4, 6, 8. Mariana comes to make us complete. So we will do a very short exercise at the end of this lecture. By this lecture, we will finish, and we do this very short workshop, and then if there's question or discussion, we can keep it afterwards. So if you would please, Theo, wenn du bitte Purusha Singha Prabhu als dein Partner nimmst, sagt man auf Deutsch Partner in diesem Zusammenhang, versteht man nicht was, oder? Partner, so now you are partners. And Thakur is with Jan. Mataji, would you like to be a partner with Jadurani since you're closest to her? And Mataji, maybe you can be with... I know she's not so present, but we will make her present. Maybe you'd like to join her, just, have a small chat for 2 minutes. I will tell you what's the topic. You don't have to sit close to them. Actually, it's better if you sit far away from them, because maybe you don't want them to hear what you're sharing, or the other way around. So you can keep some distance from her. No, you don't choose your partner. It's not about comfort and pleasant, how to say this, exchange. It can be also unpleasant. So let us think about, what was the idea at all? Reflect. Okay, that's not a bad idea. So I would like to kindly ask you, ich wiederhole nochmal auf Deutsch vielleicht, to share with your partner one situation, or not one situation, one thing you would like to renounce, one thing that you think it's actually stopping you or hindering you. We say in English hindering, right? Because it's the same in German, I think. So one thing which is hindering you from making spiritual progress. One thing you want to renounce, or one thing you think you don't want to enjoy anymore. Okay? So, ich würde euch bitten, dass ihr eine Sache mit eurer Begleitung teilst. Und zwar, dass ihr, erinnere dich an den, falsch. Eine Sache, dass du gerne aufgeben willst oder nicht mehr genießen willst, die als eine Behinderung, sagt man? Nicht Behinderung, weil Hindernisse, genau, Hindernisse. Ein Hindernis in deinem spirituellen Pfad. So, jeder von euch darf mit dem anderen teilen, und ihr habt bloß 2 Minuten Zeit. So you have 2 minutes. Share something with your partner from your heart, honestly, It doesn't matter if she's your bestie or if he's your friend or if it's the first time you meet him or not, or her. Just share something with your partner honestly and sincerely. You want to reflect about one thing that you actually want to renounce. And I mean, we talked the whole lecture about what do we want to renounce ultimately. We want to renounce the desire to enjoy. I know it sounds a little bit weird, but we want to renounce the desire to enjoy in a material way, the desire to enjoy separately from Krishna. So share this one thing, one thought about the topic, intimately or privately, that you don't want the live stream maybe to hear it and the whole world, but just this person in front of you. So yeah, ihr habt 2 Minuten Zeit. One of these, yes. It can be something unpleasant, it can be something pleasant. Whether it's unpleasant or pleasant, you want to give it up because you think you would be better without it. Okay? We have 2 minutes each. So, go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tatati Priti Grihyati. Take a pillow. Okay. Live stream can also join us with this exercise. If you want, you can share in the chat, and we will read it out loud. I can. Okay, bitte gib deinen Partner auch Gelegenheit mitzuteilen. Please give your partner a chance to share also. I mean, I don't know what's happening, but if you're still talking, let the second person now talk. Seid ihr schon fertig? Okay. Natürlich, die Damen brauchen mehr Zeit. Ihr habt alles schon erledigt. Yeah, I mean, men can be really practical, directly to the point. I want to give up, I want to renounce sweet rice, and I think I will be a pure devotee tomorrow. Yeah, but ladies go into details, but this is nice. This is nice because, they open their hearts and mind. But for men, we want, I don't know what we want. We want fire to open our hearts. We want different catalysts and things that inspire us to share with others. Okay. I know you can talk more, and that's okay. You can talk more. The lecture is almost finished. We just sum it up, and you can continue sharing afterwards. Okay. Somebody would like to share. Möchte jemand von euch teilen, was ihr gerade mit eurem Partner geteilt habt? Somebody would like to share what happened with you? Yes. Microphone, please. Here. You can say. I will repeat.
Yeah, because we both share actually the same thing. We want to bring it out. That's quite amazing. Screen time. Screen time.
Oh, screen time. Okay, fast. I think the live stream audience would like to hear this, since they are also sitting on a screen.
Yeah.
But be kind with them, please. Don't.
No, means, yeah, this is the one thing I would like to, I'm trying to give it up slowly, still too much attached, because we know that we can't live without it, and with it, it is kind of a dilemma here. So we need to train our mind more strong to get to limit it. Like when we do japa, just keep it away, that kind of thing we are working. Or only 2 hours a day I can have my phone with me. So I'm restricting myself like that. So let's see how it works out. I'm not sure yet. So that's my
nice
enunciation thing.
Thank you. That's nice.
Same thing is the other one.
Same thing?
I mean, it's the same point. So basically.
Further, more. I can also remove mine. No, come on, share with the others. Okay, then you don't have to. Theo, kannst du bitte schauen, ob jemand online was geschrieben hat? Danke, Mahir. You still have the microphone, just in case you change your mind. Steht da was? Okay, a question we will keep now. So, anybody has here a question or a comment? I just want to comment one thing, because we started talking about this. And somebody shared something? Trying to give up gossip. Wow. Klatschen. Nein, wenn man hinter den Rücken von den anderen redet. Klatsch, oder? Nein, wenn man hinter den Rücken redet. Prajalpa. Wenn man über jemand falsch spricht. Lästern, genau. Lästern. That's a good one, Shri Mataji, thank you. Sorry, somebody still from the audience would like to share something, say something, möchte jemand was sagen oder teilen? Maybe. So maybe you'll get the microphone. Let's see. Okay, it's so far so good.
I'm not sure if it's relevant, but what I was thinking is like the over-attachment to rules.
Pardon?
Like to being too much attached to rules and how things should be.
Oh yeah, this is also on the Nectar of Instruction. What was it? I don't know the Sanskrit. But yeah, this is also one of the 6 enemies, or the 6, what was it called? Yeah, the 6 hindrances that can be on the path of devotional service is to overdo the rules or to not do them properly. Sometimes we are attached to rules, especially at the beginning, we want to do everything nicely, perfectly, so can be fanatic also, too much following the rules. So you want to renounce this?
I don't know, I need to find a balance, because it makes me like following rules too much, and then seeing that others are not doing the same. Sometimes then... But at the same time, then I'm not allowing myself to do simple things because it's not in the rules. Like, for example, artistic things.
Yeah, that's bad.
What?
Bad. I mean, I'm talking about myself now, because I also, I like music, I like art, I like enjoyment, and coming into devotional service, into Krishna consciousness, we realized that our enjoyment, the scope of our enjoyment was a little bit improper. So we want now to bound ourselves by these rules and regulations. So we maybe we overdo it, which is at the beginning not necessarily a bad thing. But I saw that I gave up some things that I could have used in the service of Krishna. So this is what we call Yukta Vairagya. There is Yukta Vairagya and there is Phalgu Vairagya. Phalgu means something which is unnecessary or insignificant, renunciation. And some things we don't need to renounce. And that's the point of the exercise. We want to see the things we want to renounce, are they actually significant? Is it going to help us actually to make spiritual progress? Or is it just going to make us feel better mentally or make our ego feel better? Because some things we don't have to renounce. You know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached that you don't need to change anything. You just need to chant Hare Krishna. And by chanting Hare Krishna, you will attain perfection. Meaning, by practicing devotional service, we are already on the right path. Oftentimes, we take the sequence the other way around, that we want to do everything correctly, meaning rules and regulations, and then chant Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada at the beginning, it's a big topic now, I'm not going to start with it, but at the beginning he was encouraging so much, just chant Hare Krishna. 1 year sitting under the tree, chanting Hare Krishna. Those who come, chant Hare Krishna, eat prasad. And then after some months or years of those who were following him, okay, like Shyama Sundar when he was, Shyama Sundar Prabhu, he says this story, so I think it's okay. He was carving Jagannath and his cigarette packet is on the deities, and then Prabhupada at some point when he came inside, he took it and he said, I think you don't need this anymore. And this was already after some time that he was serving Prabhupada. And so these rules and regulation came later on, when there is a certain taste for the chanting, where there is a certain conviction of the process. And oftentimes we do the other way around. And we don't give priority to the chanting, we give priority to everything else. And it's a long list in Krishna consciousness. So again, back to the point, we don't need to change ourselves in that sense in our nature. We don't need to renounce things immaturely. We want to see how this thing can be engaged into serving Krishna. You are an artist. My God, how much possibility is there to do something for Krishna in art? Because Krishna, is so beautiful that we need thousands of Vaishnava professional artists and musicians and poets and so on that could describe, a particle of his beauty. And we think, no, I need to do a certain, now I just bound myself into a certain frames, and so that I can practice devotional service. And then after some years we realize actually I was practicing somebody else's devotional service and I was not practicing devotional service according to my own nature, to my own varna. It's a big topic, but I don't want to deviate so much. So this is the point. Detachment, renouncing whatever is actually unfavorable for devotional service and accepting whatever is favorable. So if it's favorable to not renounce something, like if you are earning, $1 million a month, and you think, no, money is stopping me from developing attachment for Krishna, and you want to throw it away, that's just stupid. You better do something with that money for Krishna. If somebody is a professional musician and he comes to Krishna consciousness and he throws away his instruments, no, why? Why didn't you sing a bhajan or a kirtan for Krishna? Yes, sorry. Yeah, we should finish really latest at 8, so that means I should stop talking. Yeah. Somebody said this online? Who are they? Tell me their name. I think he wants the mic. Okay, go, give him the mic. Let's make it quick.
Before you share yours.
No, I'm not going to share mine. Forget it.
You said you
I'll share it with you after the lecture.
Okay.
Devotees need to go to sleep.
Okay, should I skip it and mine and just read what is written here?
You have the microphone. You decide. You want to
well,
share?
because you said because of the time.
Yeah, no. I mean, what's in there? Read it. Just read it.
If the difficulty in our lives should help us get closer to Krishna. Temporariness. If the difficulty in our lives should help us get closer to Krishna, why do some people end up taking these problems personally and do actions like committing suicide to escape from their problems? That's a difficult one.
Quick answer. Okay, so there are actually two topics here. I mean, it's one topic, but 2 points. If the difficulties are supposed to help us remember Krishna, why it's not always the case, and sometimes in extreme situations one may even commit suicide. Where one who commits suicide is not so Krishna conscious. That's the first thing comes to the mind. Because if you were Krishna conscious, you know that you are the soul, and actually, committing suicide is just gonna bring you further away from Krishna. So now you have a chance to come closer to Krishna. If you just would microphone mute it. If now there's a chance to get closer to Krishna, but we do something else, it's due to our lack of knowledge, or what we call ignorance. I would say because it is due to the lack of knowledge, lack of faith, lack of conviction about the presence of Krishna in our life. But this is a very general question and very general answer, and I hope it's not meant for a specific thing. So, anything else? No.
Can I share mine? So maybe if I share it, I'll stop doing it.
Maybe, yeah. Go for it.
One of my big faults is that in my mind, whenever I meet a new person or even people I'm around, I obsessively look for their faults and point them out in my mind, and so that I can feel better about myself and about my faults. And no, this person is way worse than me. I'm great. And it hinders me in my spiritual advancement, because it destroys any chance of building meaningful relationship with a lot of people. And you need sadhusanga. It is written that when you go to holy places, the thing you should do is get association with the people who live there. And people are not stupid. Like they can smell it in my posture and my voice and everything, that I do this in my mind unconsciously. So they're all suspicious of me. Yeah.
Maybe it's your mind who's actually finding the faults and not you through your mind.
I mean, I don't want to excuse myself. It feels like I'm doing it actively.
Yeah, but don't identify with the mind. It's the our mind is may not be always our friend, and it doesn't matter if he's our friend or our enemy. Like 99% of the time, we should not take him too seriously. We see a fault in somebody, is like, okay. I know. My nature is that I'm a loving soul. My nature is that I'm actually well-wishing to this devotee. My nature, if I had a pure consciousness, if I had a pure mind, if I had a pure heart, I would be pushing this devotee towards Krishna and not trying to bring him down so that I can feel better. So this is you. And everything else is happening is just, some covering in our mind which tries to feel better by bringing other people down. So this is the mind. You, the mind. And sometimes it's, I am the mind. But Sometimes we need to observe the mind. How you observe your mind, how actually we are finding faults. And yeah, welcome to the club. I mean, I don't know if it makes you feel any better. You're not the only one. And the fault-finding mentality is, it's a thing that is. We pray that to be purified, to be cleansed. 2 things to attain perfection, it is said. Don't criticize others and chant the holy names. Just these 2 things. Don't find faults in others, don't criticize others, and chant the holy name. And if you do these 2 things properly, immediately, in no time, Krishna will be dancing in front of you. What do I want to renounce? The desire to enjoy. I have so much hope that one day I will be completely happy in this world. I just need one more thing. It's always I just need one more thing. One new car, or one new job, or one new thing that will make me happy. And then afterwards I'm always so disappointed that I'm still the same depressed person, I'm not happy, and hopefully one day I will realize that in this world there is no actual happiness. There is something, but it's nothing. So yeah, I want to give up this mentality. I want to renounce this mentality. And that's what we are trying to talk about. This is the message. So be happy, devotee. Let's not now go to bed crying. This is the thing. Out of disappointment, it's actually a Sanskrit proverb, after disappointment comes satisfaction. So out of our disappointment from this world, okay, it's not really my home. This is not home. This is the whole idea. This is not home. Okay, Simhachalam is home for sure. But the material world is not our home. And this is the whole idea when we understand, oh, this is not my home. I don't belong here. I am, I'm nectar, I came from nectar and I belong back to the nectar. And then it's a verse. I'm not being poetic now. It's a verse, I think, I don't know where. But yeah, when we know what's our nature and where do we belong to, then we give up the hope, the false hope to enjoy in this material world. And when we give up this hope, we actually become happy. We become happy in the moment we don't want to be happy anymore. That's the contradiction, the paradox. Okay, I would be really happy now to go drink some milk and to go to bed. I don't know about you. I think it will bring me happiness. I'll try it out for tonight. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad-Gita ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Jai.